with pandemic life. We're just kind of losing ourselves and going slowly crazy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're also live.
Oh, shoot. Hello, everyone.
Didn't have any time to waste. Just did it. Just did the thing. I was just talking to Jenny. She's in chat, too.
Oh, hi.
Oh, my goodness. Hello and welcome back, chat. I've missed you. It's been several moments since the last time we saw each other. If you've been here for a while, thanks for hanging out and watching the interview with Ben Robbins. Like I told him many times, I'm a huge fanboy. His creations are fantastic. I think he's an amazing game designer, storyteller, just all-over human being. And hearing him talk about gaming was super inspiring. That's it. That's all I have to say. I will now no longer speak.
You're the GM. I think we.
Yeah, it's bad.
Well, since Dave is no longer speaking, I will take this time to take you to the recap. So last time on the Electric Dice podcast, we weren't doing time shenanigans. It was great. There was a chart graph thing, spreadsheet almost, of turn order and consequences. It was beautiful. It was brilliant. We were getting attacked by some weird undead monster thing. However, we discovered that even though time was getting really screwy, we were able to keep piling damage on it. And while we would jump back to a couple minutes prior, this thing was still getting really badly hurt. After finally taking it down and having a whole bunch of inter-party conflict that we're all kind of remembering now, and so it's a little awkward, we realized, wait a second, there's a bunch of other people here. Also, we've been marching on skulls for an indeterminate amount of time because there's a bunch of bones that were walking the same path around this weird altar. We discovered that about, I want to say it was 15 or so of the people who were also marching used to be of a group of more than 15. That's right, we found the 100 Lost. Tune into I want to say episode 3 or 4 to find out who they are. Basically Paylor people sent here. They were gonna sing. We found them though. We also met a couple other people whose names I didn't write down. One of them was some sort of cleric of the sun, very general in his worship, not super closely tied to any deity, more of the sun itself. And another lady who was really quiet and probably not hiding anything. It's fine. We learned a whole lot about the various possible pasts and futures of party members. It was just a really good time. It had some really fun characterization. I would suggest tuning in, watching it. It was a good episode, as they all are. After sanctifying the weird undead creature and sanctifying the altar, we start to march off, but not after, I believe it was Puvu attempts to use some kind of magic identify, something like that, on the altar, which does require him to touch it, as it says in the spell description for identify. Dave was very happy about this. Upon touching the altar, he heard something along the lines of increased sedation, whereas earlier, during the time jump, Dan L.A.'s character, Nico Veas, and again, before the altar was inspected by Puvu Ego, played by Dan S., but Dan L.A.'s character, Nico Veas, heard, after getting some really high perception roll, heard something along the lines of, "They're waking up." So, this is fun. We also had some high points of one Kaylin Stanford, played by Squid, who jumped in quite a few times to prevent myself, playing Drib, from being stabbed by this weird monster. Thank you, Kaylin. And then we have our relatively new addition to the party, Ack the Kaboblin, who spent most of the time repeatedly eating a lizard. It was a lizard. So yeah, we also have a new face. His name is Narrator. Narrator, do you want me to give your full name, or?
Sure. Yeah.
You are Ian Doherty? I can never pronounce your last name. Doherty.
Yeah, it's very straightforward. Doherty.
Yeah. He is our narrator, here to do something. With that, I will pass it on to, I'm assuming, you.
Is it me?
Or, I I don't know. I'm not the GM. That is our one and only them Dave.
Okay.
He's not talking anymore, so...
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I think it's on to you.
Awesome. Let me set the stage real.
We lost our narrator.
Oh, it's going to be a real stage.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
shoot.
Okay.
Do some dramatic lighting here.
All right.
Ooh.
Kind of works. All right. Take a quick drink of water.
Good call.
All right. There have been nameless years for so long in Whiskey Hollow. Time is just different here. The cult of jail flourishes, her twin silver dragons all grown up, never knowing anything but the old ways. Well, that and a hatred of the Tinklepaws, whose remnants were run out long ago. He who walks behind cornstalks is trapped, laid low under cold iron and darkness, ever unable to grow. Trapped by those that could fool even him. They were one who made that cold iron from dust, the nails that pinned pestilence down. Another that dared reap what they sowed. He who walks never knew any that accepted the consequences they caused. And finally, one suspicious enough to fear the old blood. Stoic in their refusal to compromise or bargain, they were not led astray. All the fields here are quiet, upturned and bare. Whiskey Hollow is a tomb, and the old rocky hill its headstone. Anyone with any sense at all is leaving these parts. So why are you here?
Guys, I think we just entered a DLC area. Because that's like Fallout New Vegas, beautiful intro cinematic. Joshua Graham, I love your work.
All right, I'm going to talk now because I have to, but I don't want to.
Okay, Ian, that was phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you to Ian.
That was amazing.
Very cool.
So as I was working on writing that, I was like, well, if I could have anyone say it.
Oh yeah, you picked correctly.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So we do resume on the action we had already seen taking place, which was the party seemingly visibly concerned by what they had seen, right? The cornfields that you expected to see mostly gone, just a tiny little blip of them still remaining. And yeah, I mean, tell me a little bit about that. Who's going?
Do we know, or so us as characters we didn't hear that awesome
you as
descriptive
players
scene.
You as players heard that.
Okay.
It was not like this voice of God, unfortunately.
Oh man, the card's speaking to me.
Oh shoot. I mean, at this point we've got a bargain to have Cornstalks keep his end of, so that we can go do the job for Grave Lady, the Grim. That's it.
Yeah.
You guys tell me about this.
Probably.
Do I even know about cornstalks?
No, I don't think you have any clue about cornstalks. You just knew we were looking for Whiskey Hollow.
True.
All right. Oh man, it looks like they harvested their corn. Is it the right season for that?
No. Is it the right season for that?
I don't think... I mean, we haven't been here a full year. So I don't even know if we have seasons figured out here.
Anyway, I don't know enough to comment. Dang it.
All seasons
We've
are
been
grave
here
wheat seasons.
Only a year though. But this was corn, not grave wheat. Anyway, to cornstalks, let's go.
Who's this cornstalks?
Yeah, as you're running up to the field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nico's been in full track the whole time.
Okay, so
yeah.
you're probably gonna get there first. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm like actively yelling and just screaming for cornstalks as I'm running.
Oh. Oh, interesting.
Angrily.
Yeah.
Probably trying to.
So I'll have to post this somewhere. I was working on the art and I didn't finish it because I've been bad at my time management lately.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Right. So there's like a little jail cell right there, and then like the rocky hill and the corn growing up on top of it, and like a sign that says "away," and I think that's a tree stump. Okay. Yeah.
It's a high hill. Okay, I thought this was like
it's this mound of rock. Oh no, it's probably only like 30-35 feet up, but
I mean, I was expecting like 5 or 10.
No,
me too.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a substantial jut of rock that has been punched up out of the earth, and he'll collectively lean towards the monitor. Then it explodes. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that when all of this yelling happenings. That tends to attract attention.
I don't think we'd attract any attention. I think we're just gonna do this and then be on our way, and nothing will bother us. I think. I
think there was what you failed to mention is the amount of grave wheat all around.
Yeah.
Everything that muffles it all, Dave.
Yes.
That's what I was envisioning.
Oh, geez. So that's
why the fields were quiet here in Whiskey Hollow.
Yeah, no, that doesn't exist.
Okay, we tried.
Oh no. I have a little bit on my person, but that does nothing.
If you eat it, will your tummy ever rumble?
That causes enemies to fail will saves or something like that.
I have a
magical saves.
Pumpkin. I have a pumpkin friend. We're buddies, and I'm not gonna risk combat with her like ever. Only when it's
try to stuff himself in the bag and go find Goose.
Well, apparently I can't do I can't get the whole thing in there. That's disappointing.
Oh no. Wait. What? Oh no. I'm scared that some giant thing is being added to a map.
Probably because some giant things being added to a map.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if you look on the stream, you can probably see it. But do you want to speak up, or do you want me to narrate some?
What horrible thing happens to us, Dave?
How close are they?
I mean, Nico's been running the whole time, so you're probably right up to it. You're confronted with a little like a mine shaft that has had a steel and cold iron and silver jail door bolted to the front of it, Nico. But you've been yelling, presumably corn stalks. Yeah, corn stalks. Right, the whole time.
Yeah.
Where's my money?
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh god. Oh my god. I know what's happening.
Just like screaming things like, "You promised! Where the hell are you? Show yourself!" And not even really thinking that he could be in danger, just thinking more like he tricked us. Is everything that's going through Nico's mind.
Right.
And he knows all their names except for the person he hasn't met, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's happening.
Oh. Oh no!
You hear from, I guess, this jail cell. Nico, I recognize that. Come closer.
Yes, you hear the whispery voice emanating from somewhere beyond those bars.
Okay, yeah, Nico just like kind of like almost gets down on all fours as he like scurries toward the shaft there to peer inside. But does he get? I guess he would do kind of a check, some kind of like magic, do an Arcana check, and see if it's like dangerous to touch the bars, or if this is any kind of magical style trap or anything like that.
Yeah, and I think at this point, when you're taking that moment to look at it, as long as somebody else in the party is trained in Arcana and is willing to go up there, you can have advantage.
Okay.
I mean,
is anyone trained in Arcana?
I am.
Oh, of course.
Goblin
is our resident
goblin
arcanist.
Looking for some corn.
I mean, yeah, popcorn is delicious. Add a little spice.
Good. Goes good with meaties.
Oops, I did not roll an advantage. Roll it again. There. Well, the first one
18.
was fine anyway.
18's really good.
Not bad.
So the 18 tells you they're definitely cold iron extruded bars, but they have been like etched and scratched and then like inlaid with like pure silver. They are, for lack of a better term, like these hexagrammic wards. Like the bars are not round, right? They're very precise and very specifically made. They have been untarnished by age. They are not arcane in the strictest sense. They are magic, but they are divine.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, Nico would kind of... He would kind of understand that the bars would be safe to touch for him, at least, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're very quickly piecing that together.
Yeah. He would grab the bars and kind of look in and say, like, who did this to you? Is this Silas? I'll kill him. I'll kill that dragon.
I don't think you should say his name in front of him. Last time I did that, he got really pissed.
I think Pooh would want to take a look at the bars and see if he can tell what sort of background these were. Would do what religion they're
Sure.
Oh,
to.
and it's metal too. That's like your specialty.
It is. It's both of those things.
You just use your smith's tools to disassemble them.
So it would be a religion check, you think?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. You want to double proficiency for having the...
Oh, would I
metalworking?
be able to help him since I'm also trained in religion?
Yeah, he can take that 17.
Okay,
Cool.
Sweet. Awesome, thank you. So yeah, he's going to take a look at it and sees the hexagons and he sees it's somewhat divine. He's going to try to figure out what deity they're attached to.
You're Paylor?
Or
are you non-denominational?
He's a forge cleric. I don't know what.
Yeah, I would say that's probably... I don't know if we explicitly said...
Hephaestus? That's the only forge god I know.
Yeah. Are you are currently between deities?
Between
he has a
forges.
deity.
Yeah. Between forges.
It's a real deity. He's in Canada. Yeah, he's in Canada right now. You wouldn't know him.
Okay. Yeah, this looks like probably an aspect of either Paylor or Moradin. It's very much light, healing, positive, right? These are thrice blessed bars, hexagrammic wards to keep back the devil, the demon, right? This would go into... These would be used to like create a hallowed area, right? Like you would build a church with some of these, you know what I mean? But they're very fancy, and they're quite truthfully a little at odds with the location, right? Like the old mine shaft is the old mine shaft. That's irrelevant for the fact that these bars have been placed here to lock something down.
What's a mine shaft doing in a cornfield?
And they weren't there when we were here last time.
We went every time we tried to go into the cornfield. Oh no, wait, no, we did go because on top of the hill was like the weird place where we first met him, right? That feels like that equivalent.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was not a mine shaft here.
Yeah, but I mean, you see that the earth has been ripped up.
The hill is new.
Yeah.
So is the mine shaft and the jail cell? They're the same thing, right? It's just that one thing.
Yeah.
And the hill.
Yeah.
Okay. This wasn't here, nor was that sign.
I stole an art asset, so let me get it squared away for you. But yeah, so Nico asks, he who walks behind cornstalks, who did this to you? Is it Silas? I'll kill that dragon.
It's not others like you.
Oops.
They bound
Bad
me
people.
here. Let's say yes. They bound me here. But that is in the past. Long time ago.
We've been gone like 6 months. Don't be so dramatic.
Have you?
Yeah. It was like 6 months, right? If that?
From cornstalks, I thought
Yeah, I
it
thought it
was
was
only
only
like a
like
month.
2 or 3.
Oh. It's only been a few months. Yeah, no, we went to the city, started coming back, were caught in that time trap for like probably a day, maybe an hour.
Or maybe years. Who knows?
I don't think we've been gone for years.
I checked my skin for wrinkles.
Oh no!
No wrinkles beyond your normal wrinkles.
Wait. Have we gotten any messages, any sign from Goose in the bag since we've been
that's a good question.
from that thing?
Yeah, Goose, have you sent anything to the party?
I think I send like little notes and weird ass knickknacks
How
for his training.
many little notes and weird ass knickknacks? Like, how frequently would you be sending them? Like once a week, once a month?
Probably like a once a week thing, as long as it was, permitted. I'm sure there's a few times he's been, I don't know, sealed in a barrel or something, and he hasn't been able to like send something.
Does it feel like we've got a lot of knickknacks and letters very suddenly?
Mm-mm.
Okay, it's normal amounts.
It's normal amounts, but Nico, when you look at Cornstalks, or I guess I say that his Cornstalks come close to the bars at all, or is he still?
Yeah.
Okay.
He definitely has come up closer.
Okay. You can see, like where he used to stand, a good 7 feet tall and maybe a little taller, although he was, typically only 2-dimensional. He's closer to 5 now, right? And as gaunt as a 2D animation can be. Not looking so hot, right? And just when you look around in general, like, you can see that time has moved on here. It's different. It's very different than you left it.
Time loses meaning when you're trapped. Tell me, where did you lose the gnome?
He went off to... Did Puvu mention that these are Paylorian kind of bars?
I think Pooh would look at it and be like, he would have just said like, these are really out of place.
Oh shoot! So I don't know that they're tied to Paylor. Yeah,
Well,
he went off. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, he'd say like, I'm not sure who it would belong to. And you mentioned either Paylor or
Moradin.
What was that? Moradin. He'd say like, Paylor, Martin. I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
Like, it's something that doesn't belong anywhere near here.
Mm-hmm. But so I at least have heard these bars might have to do with Paylor. I will choose my words more carefully because of that. He went off to train to help his mentor.
Pity.
Mm-hmm.
He had such faith.
I mean, he cried you out, buddy. Anyway, who did this
Leans
to
back
you?
from Rise.
You upset him. You're losing this conversation.
I did. That's all I did. Like, when it comes to Cornstalks, like, I'm not going to be hostile, but boy, am I going to be snarky. Like, I'm the one guy who just kind of, like, blankly stared at him while everyone else was blind.
That's true.
Like...
You are rather creepy, aren't you?
I think
Boyo's just made of dark magic. Yeah.
I hate those things.
So, like, I see that Nico is, like, kind of blinded by, like, his anger, and I go and I, like, kind of shake my, crossbow and,
Don't make me use it.
No, I shake it at, Anara a little bit, and I kind of, like, shake it at her, but, like, kind of wave, like, motion to bring her over to him. And over to Cornstalks, and I'm like, you made a promise.
Yeah.
You made a promise, and we have to be moving along with this. And you made a promise to Nico.
Mm-hmm.
We brought her back.
Mm-hmm.
She's still here, despite all my better judgment, but we're here. You hold up your end of the bargain or not.
You've seen these bars, holy man. can't do much while I'm in here.
Is there a lock on the door, or is this just solid?
Yeah, boy, doesn't look like a lock, does it?
So it's just like bars? There's like an opening and just bars? No hinges, no... What are they like? So are they going to like stone or dirt, or like what are they leading into?
Yeah, I posted a photo in the Discord. That's got it open. It is a wooden.
So it's stone.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's wood. It's a wooden,
it is wood on the outside.
It's a wooden mine shaft that a blessed steel set of bars has been fit into. And seemingly it has trapped he who walks behind corn stalks.
Yeah.
Can we just go to town on the wood around it?
I was gonna say Nico would offer to start like throwing together some, I don't know, like arcane poultices, like acids and stuff to, try to erode the exterior or blast through the wall itself.
Does the wood look dry?
It's old and rotted.
Would it burn?
It would after a while. It wouldn't immediately, but...
Want me to just start throwing fire at it, guys?
What? Remind me, why are we trying to release this thing?
So we can turn her into a vampire. That's not a good argument.
Hey, excuse me?
So we can turn her from one undead to another undead.
Unless she's his fiancée. We can't just leave her like this.
He did.
Because he was looking for a solution.
I think you guys need to sort some shit out.
The shit we need to sort out is the cage of Corn Boy. I don't have any bladed weaponry. If I had an axe, or if I was allowed to use an axe, I'd be going to town on the wood around it, but...
Hey, Mr. Corn, what do you know about these squiddly dudes? Would you be able to help?
Mind flayers.
Yeah, those mind flayer things.
Hmm.
Would I know how to help?
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't think that mind flayers are a known quantity, right? To a degree. I think the more that Ack talks, the more your attention is going to get drawn elsewhere, though, if you remember that conversation we had.
Yeah. I can help you if I'm out of here.
Well, I mean, that's what everyone else is trying to figure out.
Yeah, Nico's already started taking all of his reagents for that he would use to make his poison spray and firebolt stuff, and is mixing them on the side of the wood and trying to erode that. So if anyone's free to try to stop me, but he's just gone to town.
Yeah, no, I love that. If you want to do a you can take advantage for your Arcana roll, because there's no threat here currently.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if I have actually anything that would help. 17.
Huh.
I just have a quarterstaff. I can only deal bludgeoning damage. That'll deal nothing to this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you've got a pretty good feeling. Is your focus, do something to the wood to loosen these bars up to just get them out of there, or is it take the bars directly? Because I think with the 17, you're like, I can probably work on that wood faster than I can the bars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, more focused on the wood, because I think with my previous check, I'm like, these are magical, let's focus on something that's just normal, real, tangible kind of thing. It's going to take way longer to get through the bars than it is nature.
Well, he's doing that. Can I attempt to start burning at the other side?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and do the same roll in Arcana with advantage.
Gotcha. Sounds good. This one's not going to be as 7 or 3.
Oh boy.
Wow.
I'm not smart.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you're just, sustaining. Do you have heat metal?
I
do have heat metal.
I do.
I was using produce flame on the wood specifically.
You what?
I was just trying. What?
What are you doing?
I just wanted to keep using produce flame and trying to burn away the wood.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I think that's what's happening, right? So there's alchemical reagents getting tossed around, and then like some theories are being posited and everything.
I'm a burn it.
Yeah. So I'm curious, Caitlin, what are you doing in this moment?
She is going to be kind of keeping an eye out around them since they are being kind of loud.
That's smart.
It is. It is.
Okay. Yeah, you want to roll perception?
Using that perception.
Using that intelligence.
Yeah.
But that's wisdom. Oh
Oh.
my god.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I think we see everything through Kaylin's eyes, and Kaylin sees a lot of things here in this moment. This is a question for Squid. I would like everyone to do their best not to let it influence them.
So, do you want us to take our
No,
headphones off?
I trust you. I'm just going to remind you.
Mistake number one.
Yeah, you look around and you see your party members, for lack of better terms, just gleefully running in to break these bars, these blessed bars away, right? To pry out this being that you had deals with. And now here's the thing: is you made a deal with him too, and it seems this information was good. I think that you bartered for knowledge of your sister, right?
Yeah, she's gotten what she needed out of them.
Okay. So in that moment, you see and you feel like just this gentle pang of like, are we the baddies? Do you say anything?
Nope.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think that we see you survey and you see nothing for far and away, right? And you just you go the full 360 and your gaze settles on your party, just prying this stuff off.
Prying a devil out of its holy cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want one scene with cornstalks and Ack, and then I want to know what happens. Like so maybe Pooh's gonna do a thing here. Maybe he's taking a stand.
Yeah.
But
Ack is a goblin, right?
yeah, Ack is the goblin. Do you remember that bit?
Maybe.
Yes. Yeah, I've got it right in front of me, actually.
Okay.
Come closer, goblin.
I mean, how close? Like, are we talking kissing range? Or...
No, that's not necessary.
Okay. I think, like, a step closer.
See, you have a weapon there. Spear, is that right?
Maybe, yeah. Very perceptive.
Well, do you know what's in that little spear of yours?
I mean, they talk to me a lot.
It's me. Well, maybe not just, but this place, Ravenloft. Take it with you. Walk into that sunset, and keep the darkness safe.
I mean, I don't see a lot of sunsets around here, but alright.
And he just sort of leans back from the bars.
Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine he's pretty pleased with himself right now. So we'll do sustained checks for Drib and Nico, but Puvu, you go ahead and get in there.
For
Just if you wanted to say something. It sounded like you were winding up for a thing.
I got you. You said the checks, and I was like, oh, what skill? So, yeah. So, Fufu hasn't had any deals made with cornstalks at all.
Mm-mm.
No.
So I'm a free agent right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Technically, neither is Drip, but I have stuff to do, and this is just a box to check.
I'm going for the full 100% completion run. You gotta break the cornstalk out of the cage. It's just in the
He'll
game.
earn a title
No,
for
it's we're not using the cornstalk cage skip. This is a 100% run.
So
no logic breaks.
Yeah.
Fufu's
Wait,
looking.
cornstalk, hold a plate in front of you and sprint at the bars. You should clip through the wall.
It's happening.
If you say the word clip, he gets, oh, not clip.
What was that Microsoft mascot? The Clippy?
It was a sheer coincidence.
So yeah, I think Pooh was gonna see the religious stuff, and he's like, guys, what if Goose made this?
I don't think Goose made this.
We don't know. Time apparently travels really different. It works really differently here. We don't know how long we were actually away.
He was trained. Okay. Do any of us have like a pen and paper? Any writing supplies?
I mean, I think we generally, like in our general packs, we would have stuff like that. Like if we all have adventures or Dungeoneers packs, stuff like that.
Yeah. Like charcoal and some paper.
With Squid's natural 20, you turn and look, and you can actually see that imperceptible at the base of every hexagrammic ward is a Paylor mascot doing.
Oh.
Well.
Wait, did Squid actually?
No.
Did Squid actually?
No.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I don't know. It seems a little not buff enough to be Goose. He was also doing
These bars aren't
his
very
own
veiny.
thing. Yeah.
My thought is like I thought about it when I first joined you guys, but like, Goose was all about helping Paylor, and obviously this might be related. But like I thought it when I joined you, but like, where's our loyalty? Like, what do we want? Like, what are we trying to do? Are we helping? Or do we? This goes against a lot of things I was taught at the monastery, and it feels wrong but right. And
oh shoot!
I'm really confused.
Poo-foo. Are we getting existential here? And I probably stop blasting fire for a hot second.
If you guys like, I'm just saying I trust you, and that's really hard to do. Please don't make a mistake that I can't come back from.
Oh.
I stop blasting the wood.
Yeah, Nico pauses as well, and he kind of has a flashback for a moment to the last transversal and hearing a similar tale from someone that he was close to, like one of his friends who was in the group with Anara and him, echoing almost the same words, and kind of like he's just repeating the same thing he's always said, but is believing it a little bit less right now. He just says, we came here to do a job. Our loyalty is to the job. But he's still like, he just sits back down on the ground, stops applying all of his regents, and he just kind of starts shaking his head and drops his head to his knees, hands on his head, and just starts sobbing.
I made a promise for this one.
What did I walk into?
He kept his half of the deal.
And
He's
I
not
intend
doing
to
anything
return
wrong.
to you.
I think,
I simply wish to fulfill my end of the
and in doing so, be freed. You're getting extra payment for this. Who really sealed you here?
I think, I think narratively you would be able to describe them the same way that the voiceover did. I don't know that you know their names.
Yeah.
I don't think that they.
So 2 silver dragons and a third dragon.
Well, let me bring the. Cornstalk just says they were adventurers. One of them made this jail for me from a cold iron from dust. Another one, he reaped what he sowed. They reaped what they sowed. I'm assigning genders to these characters that I know nothing about.
Fine.
We'll just assume Cornstalk uses they them.
Yes. The final one. They feared the old blood. I know not their name. They've been gone from this place.
Were they like cat people, like Nico?
No.
No.
And neither were they Goose.
Neither were they. No. Oh yeah, you would have recognized him and known his name.
They weren't geese or cats.
Yeah, they weren't geese or cats.
Geese or cats.
Or
were they
gnolls.
humans? Elves?
Yeah.
The response you get from Cornstalks is that he doesn't necessarily pick up on that a whole awful lot.
Oh god. Oh yeah. No, he's not a. That actually makes sense. Okay.
What I'm understanding is this isn't a fair trade. We need to make it fair.
I can help you more.
We know
I'm out of here.
I'm not so worried about you helping. I'm more worried about you hurting.
I also think we need to... Nico. This affects you most of all.
Yeah. He looks to Cornstalks and says, what will you do free from here? Not for us. What will you do out in the world?
I'll continue what I've always. Spread my influence. Spread the chaos. It will be just as before.
I think Nico looks to the party, looks to Inara, and...
There's another way. He gave you a choice. He could do the ritual, or tell you where to take her, where you would find it to do it yourself. He can speak to us through these bars. He can tell you where to find what you need. And then he would be completing his side of the deal. Isn't that right, Cornstalks?
Well, I'm gonna need a citation for that one.
Oh,
he did definitely give me that option.
He did.
But there's definitely, like, Nico is considering it, but he's like, there's no way he's going to give away his secret while he's trapped in here. The only way we get this information from him is by threatening him.
Let me do an experiment then. And Fuvu walks over to the corn, and he grabs a fistful of it, and
it's up on like a 30-foot hill.
All right, well, I'm gonna wait here, and he's gonna walk, and he's gonna go grab a bunch of corn.
Okay.
He's gonna come back
roll an
Start pulling
athletics
his
check.
hair.
Johnny 5, make the check impossible. Kill Poo-Poo when he gets the corn.
Kill Poo-Poo.
Okay, so you go up. You go up and grab corn.
Okay, and he's gonna cast Sacred Flame on it and see what happens to Cornstalks.
Oh, it's just I don't think it does anything.
Do we see him change in any way?
I mean, he wouldn't like it, but I don't. Yeah, he doesn't like start screeching and hissing and smoke pour out of his eyes. He's just
okay.
Like, I mean, he also can't see it unless you walk it back up. Like,
yeah.
Well, no, and that my thought was like we saw all this corn disappear, and now he's smaller.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe there's some correlation there.
Mm-hmm.
That's also because of his name. But okay. So be like, Well,
I actually think, Ian, that probably prompts the reason you are trapped. Does that make sense, or do you want me to?
I'm looking through my notes and trying to remember. Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's that. I'll leave that in your hands if you want to follow up on that or not. But I think what Puvu's trying to do there kind of cleaves to that same notion, right?
I see. Yeah.
But he'd be like, well, I really thought that was part of why you've changed so much.
Mm-hmm. Could have been a part.
I cannot be killed. That's why I'm here.
So what I'm hearing is the good guys that we thought were good guys imprisoned you. And he kind of looks around at the party and like kind of raises his eyebrows.
I mean, we don't know who they were. They could have been other bad guys imprisoning a badder guy.
He points at the bars and he's like, yeah, it could have been anybody.
Okay.
That was pretty funny.
There's the thing called lawful evil.
That's true too, but that was pretty funny.
I'm not that.
Well, we know Goose didn't do it, and he's the goodest guy we know. I look down at my necklace that says WWGD. No, WWGCD.
Yeah.
Right next to, and on the other side says WWPD for what would Paylor do.
So
And so, of course, that is also going to be on every single one of the friendship bracelets.
Yeah, so I want to jump in because I want to understand. Obviously, I'm here. We're as I just preached for an hour and a half. We play to see what happens, but I'm not interested in 4 or 5 people say they want to do a thing. One person convinces them to not do a thing. Nothing happens. So I want to know, why does Pooh not want to open it, and I want him to argue to that point and not just say, hold on, don't do a thing. You know what I mean? And because I think it's fine to say he's better trapped there, but I want to know why and not just, well, don't do it.
Right. My entire training has taught me that when something evil is no longer a threat, you leave it alone. And another part of my training has been to clean up the mistakes that other people make. I understand that this might be a mistake, and I'm willing to clean it up if it ends up being that. Because I trust you guys. So if you're going to do this, I'm ready. Just want you to know that this could have very bad consequences.
Yeah, and where Nico was going with what he was going to say was he's thinking about all of the deals that have been offered and how much sacrifice that meant for each person who was a part of those deals. And Cornstalk saying that he'll do what he's always done. He saw what happened to
Duncan?
Duncan, yeah, thank you. And Duncan wasn't the same. We had an episode where I think Nico tried to check on that and see, was he the same person? Is he the same person that he was before? And Duncan is just aloof and has no real memory, it seemed like. So.
I mean, he had memory, but it was noted he not once brought up Twyla, who broke his heart moments before death.
Exactly, yeah. There was no emotion there, and Nico's not convinced anymore. It's like, you're right, Puvu. This doesn't seem like the right thing to do.
Have I not provided for you before?
You've provided plenty of suffering. Plenty of deals that went bad on us. You've provided plenty. None of it is good.
Everything is in your favor. Nothing ends up the way we asked for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I could grow outside these bars. I could learn. I could change my ways. Certain.
Like you could have done all the rest of the time you were not behind those bars. Like when you led the Tinklepaws into a conflict that destroyed them. Like when you made a man have to cannibalize his own son's corpse to
The
make
harvest
it.
comes every year. People reap what they sow. It is the way of the world.
Well, maybe we need to not till the land. Something. Maybe it's time to salt the land and make sure nothing grows, nothing can be harvested here again.
What good do you think it will be leaving me in here? I can provide you with so much, and it will be worse. I will find a way out of here, and if you aren't the ones to let me out, there will be a reckoning. There will be a reaping.
I look forward to it.
No! And like at that, he's like up on the bars and like lets go of them as soon as he tries to grab them because they've got divine energy and just no! Release me from these shackles! Release me!
So I turn to the party and I'm like, so should we continue with our job for our other patron?
He's just going to continue yelling at you.
Yeah. The rest of the scene is just him yelling.
Well,
So I want to point out that nothing went wrong with Kaylin's trade. She got exactly what she wanted. Before you just say everything went south.
I mean, like, in the grand scheme of things, this guy's not great. Puvu did make a really valid point. We're over here, like... The fact that even Nico agreed, like, that says a lot. Like,
Nico's been debating this the whole walk here. Through all of the time walking around that stone, he's been
and
unsure that this was the right decision.
And just the idea of, yeah, we're gonna let out this, like, the fact that a child has just stated, yeah, I guess we're gonna do this, and I guess I'll have to clean up the mess. The fact that how old is Puvu? Like 9?
7, 8.
7. A 7-year-old
I didn't realize.
is offered to take responsibility for the consequences of our actions.
I know he's a real dick, right? Just fucking let the corn guy out. Come on.
Yeah.
It was an easy interaction. I didn't have anybody watching.
Ack, do you know which general direction the mountains are? I think we should head back.
Do I know which general direction the mountains are? I look to the sky to see the
you're
peak
lost.
of the mountain.
Now all you see is just corn stalks.
Wait,
You're on my railroad, buddy.
I mean, either way, I want to start walking away from the cell. Or should we
do the
burn
thing
the
where I
corn
like lick
first?
my finger and put it in the air.
Yeah, you can find your way to the mountains. That's not an issue.
All right.
I do want to have a scene with Nico at some point, but that doesn't have to be now.
Yeah, I think Nico just grabs the chains and he starts walking away. He says, "Come on, Inara. We'll find our own way."
And you can hear him just keep yelling and screaming, "Come back here!" And all that stuff as you guys walk away.
I mean, you're technically in my sphere, so it's all good.
Never trust a PC. Yeah, Kaylin, you were fine with this. Are you fine with this choice too?
Yeah, she doesn't need him for anything, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we're heading to the thing that helps you get to your sister, so that's a solid deal.
So I think, kind of curious about, because what I thought I saw happening was Nico was like, "Oh, this is bad. This is fucked up," and he was gonna put her down.
Well, you're reading a little bit ahead. That's kind of the direction that...
That's kind of why I wanted to have a conversation with him.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't planning it necessarily for tonight, but sometime
Okay.
soon.
But you think that's on your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. because I think, Ian, thank you so much for your improvisation, because we knew that this was a way it would go, but I think that he would definitely, before they're out of yelling range, he would have to throw that in his face, right? He's like, oh, don't think you're not accompanied by evil beings or something like that, right? Like, there has to be something there.
Oh yeah, something like, you think you're all good? You walk with evil among you.
Yo.
Yeah, but we try to find that balance.
Yeah, I think.
I also think we can change.
I think Fufu would say something like, "This is an evil we can control, which is what we're doing with you." And then,
that's it. Just
yeah.
that feels in character.
It's the Cornstalks version of Bill Nye from Underworld.
As we kind of begin, can I throw like a little mote of fire up at the corn just to be that last little?
What do you want to do?
Last little, cast produce flame or whatever the hey it's called. Just throw, as casting, produce flame, and just throw the little bit of it at the corn.
Rolls a 1, hits the wood on the bars, burns the door free.
Yeah, you guys definitely did damage to the thing, so don't worry about that. I haven't forgotten.
Oh, we know.
No.
Yo, is there any popcorn?
I don't know. Roll a d20. Get a 7.
Oh, please have this be the only time a 7 is hit.
Damn, I've only got 20,000 points. I'm getting up there.
Yeah. If this is the one time a 7 is rolled.
No.
Yeah, it never happens.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wait. Does that count? He rolled a 7.
God.
Try 5 rolls.
John rolled a 7.
He just wrote it.
It doesn't matter.
Oh. How do you make it green then?
Points. Come on now.
Channel points.
You can use channel points to make a message green?
No, I think that one's just the slash.
Oh, he did roll that? Oh shit!
It looks like the roll a 7.
Oh, the last one was a crit 20, so I just assumed he was writing it. That's cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, if he was playing, he might have had something. Damn. I guess you guys should do Johnny 5 then.
He has popcorn.
He has popcorn.
Johnny 5 has popcorn.
Oh, that's cool. Man, we were so close.
So, like, they jumped right into it at the beginning.
I know. I'm going to kick Dan out of the game. That's fine.
That's fine.
I think
With my cool
is
shit.
Puvu our conscience?
I was kind of hoping for someone to stop me. Like, Nico... The kid, like, the whole time I'm like, there's either this, like, he gets out and things go bad, or... like whoever initially locked him in the cell is going to come for us. Like that's on my player mind, but character mind is all just like tunnel vision. This is the goal. This is the job. This is what my whole life has been for the last 15 years.
Yeah, well, and to be completely fair and transparent, I wanted it to be a conversation. Instead, we kind of had a seesaw. We just everybody yes and everybody no, which is not particularly dramatic, but it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, there was a really like emotional speech, and it hit all of us pretty hard.
Yeah, the
like,
party decided.
I'm pretty indifferent.
The party decided,
I mean,
so that's
it
what's
hit
important.
3 of us pretty hard.
Drama, yeah. So go as long as everybody is in agreement. Nobody's sneaking back or doing any other nonsense and everything.
I mean, I snuck back for popcorn, but I didn't find any, so it's worthless.
Okay.
Leland might go back someday, but we'll see.
By then
with your armed guards and your royal protectors.
Yeah, brought right into kissing range and everything. Okay.
The royal
I'm the
protector
evil
is just
queen
what
of
she
the
calls
city.
her sword or her bow.
We will we'll do a nature and a survival check to get ourselves back to the mountains.
Alrighty.
Everybody do one, or we assign one person?
Yeah, one roll for each. Two people need to roll functionally.
I have a +4 to nature if anyone.
Yeah, I've got 5 in that, but not any in
got 5 in
survival.
I have a 2 in nature and a 0 in survival.
I've got a 4 in survival.
Alright.
I'm not good at any of those things.
Does anyone have... So it sounds like a 5 for nature and a 4 for survival are our highest. Are you trained in survival, Dan, or...?
I'm not.
I'm trained in nature.
So if you want to snag nature, then either Dan or I also have a 4 in survival. Dan, are you feeling lucky?
No, but I'll do it anyway.
Yeah, punk.
So Dan's...
Nope. Mm-hmm.
Well, the nature was good.
Okay.
But we didn't survive in the nature.
Nope.
Sure. Give me one more roll. You guys can repeat it if you want, but I want to understand kind of the narrative of getting there, and then we're gonna go around the table and describe it.
Here, I'll do the second survival, Dan.
Yes, please.
So here's my survival. I'm sorry, guys.
Damn.
I rolled a 7. Nah,
Hey, it's better than mine by 1.
And Dan LA, do you want to repeat the nature since you have that +5?
Oh, we're repeating both?
Yeah.
Okay.
The nature's not bad either time.
Yeah, not too bad. Okay. So overall, the nature of actually the pathfinding itself is not too bad, but the journey is extremely rugged. Supplies are running low. The terrain is not very forgiving as you're kind of moving, first out of there's not a lot of woods in general here, but they thin out very quickly as you approach the mountains, and then kind of going over uncomfortable rolling hills and into rocky crags and then up into the mountains. Ak, do you take them into mountain caves, or is this a very much you have to go overland until you get right where you need to be?
I think there's a bunch of little cave systems and stuff that you can kind of go through.
Okay.
Some entrances that are probably a little small for goblin. For mostly, yeah, for non-goblins. It's supposed to be goblin centric.
Sure. Okay. So is everyone familiar with the montage mechanic? You kind of set up.
I love the montage mechanic.
Problem. The first person sets up a problem, the next person solves it, and then proposes a new one, and then we pass along. So we'll go in popcorn initiative. So you, whoever wants to go, just raise your hand.
Thank you for popcorn.
Yeah.
That's very insensitive to me.
It's insensitive to me. I also don't have popcorn. But I will set the first one, and Ian is included in this since he's joined us. So he
our
will,
lovely narrator.
Yeah, he will create some animosity and wrath of Ravenloft to rain down upon you.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. But I'm gonna say the first issue is you very quickly, over this next week and a half journey, getting back to where you were, run into some of these creatures that Ak has been telling you about. Now, you're very far removed from the caves, so you're not running into Illithid and Illithid death squads or anything. But Ak, you recognize this lizard as one that is extraordinarily dangerous. It is a basilisk, but it is a basilisk from a different time and place. It doesn't turn you to stone, it wipes your mind. If you lock eyes with it, and it's extremely fast, it's very agile. If you lock eyes with it, you see something that cannot be. In your mind, it just hurts until the point of breaking. And I don't know what the goblins do to kind of fight these sort of things, but that's what you run into. So whoever wants to address that particular problem can jump in there.
Alright, what you gotta do is you gotta close your eyes and just start stabbing.
Oh boy.
That's a very goblin approach to the problem.
So you're taking that one, Riley?
Yeah, I'll do that one.
Okay,
Just
so you would address what happens, and then you'd propose a new problem.
Alright, so we just all start stabbing and...
Well, I think Ak shows you how to do it first. He's like, watch!
Yeah, Ak is training them on how to close your eyes and just skewer his mind back to lizard
There's enough
things.
flailing blades and stuff.
They taste okay.
Wow, all that trouble and not even that great meaties.
Yeah.
So, Riley, what's our next
Yeah,
problem?
I feel like. Let's see here. I think we're going through like the smaller cave systems and stuff. One of the normal passageways, there's a cave in, so we can't make it through that way.
I might have a solution. I don't have a solution.
So the montage mechanic is designed so if your character is the greatest, thief of all time, the greatest lockpick of all time, right? But then every time you go to use thievery and lockpicking, you roll a 1. You're like, oh, this fucking sucks. This game's terrible, right? Like, you're allowed to do things and not have to prove them with a die check, right? Like, you just say what happens. Like, it's very narrative. So if you're like, I summon on my druidic magics to move the stones away, like Ludo from Labyrinth, right? Like, you can do that. I don't care.
Does anyone have a thing for the cave is caved in? Ian is also included in this. You can find a solution.
I don't know what since I'm not playing a character, I don't know what's in my ability.
You control the world itself.
Yeah, you would be like Deus Ex Machina, right? Like,
another
cave in clears the first one away, and then a third cave in.
That's where my brain started to go. It's like there's some weird tectonic earthquake that actually shakes the stones away enough that you can crawl through.
I think I've got something for this, actually. Brindlethunk has the ability to give everyone buoyancy, so we can basically hover over that. We have fly for, I think it's like 1 minute, effectively, or something like that.
Oh, that's fun.
So yeah, Nico would work with Brindlethunk to progressively give everybody a minute of flying to get over the gap in the cave.
Nice.
I like that.
Cool.
Okay.
Drib flies again.
Oh.
Yeah!
But then
Bat!
what happens?
The entire time I'm just yelling, "Bat!"
Where is the...
We don't know.
So now Dan creates a problem? Is that how that works?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I was holding up because I hadn't thought of a good problem yet, but
No, I was
like, I actually have a solution, I guess. So.
I like to imagine that Duncan is being a little guardian angel flying around Goose while he's trained.
Oh, that's actually kind of adorable.
Oh.
But also he cannot, like, go back into null form because what's-his-face will kill him.
That's why he, like, just pops on the windowsill every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, I'm sorry, I'm not prepared enough for this. I think we encounter, this feels very unoriginal at the moment, but basically some living vines that, they're trying to ensnare the party and basically hold us back. Maybe somebody gets caught up in them a little bit, but just very thick, dense living vines that are blocking the path and we don't see right away.
Yeah, I mean, you're marching directly into what you believe is Illithid camps, so living vines are definitely good and accurate.
I mean, I think the obvious thing is using fire. To me, that just keep blasting fire at all of it. So,
but one of the party members is in there.
Well, according to Sacred Flame,
you're dealing radiant damage to the vines.
Oh, this is true. It's not actually fire.
Do you want to take this one, or do you want me to jump in?
Yeah, I think you can jump in.
So we need I don't know who is stuck in these vines.
You get to decide, since Stanley didn't specify.
I think it's Puvu. I'm sorry.
Of course it is.
But the thing is, and I think it's bad. Like, and
He's
so
dying.
we're all. all of us are like, and he's not dying, but he's very stuck. And all of us are like, well, we kind of can't just shoot fire at him. We will
You have to eat him to survive.
even though he is resistant to the damage, but let's ignore that. So I think I'm like, wait, I know this one. And I call in a specialist who's really good at very precise slashing. And it's Blossom's time to shine again.
Ooh.
as they kind of like are jumping around, like slashing through all the vines that really don't know what to do. It's like, this is also a plant thing. Should we be ensnaring this? No, that doesn't make sense. And just are all getting like sheared away. And just like Blossom's just jumping around, slashing through all the vines. It's like this really cool thing.
This is a familiar's time to shine right now.
Yeah, fam. And so just like with the accurate, with the precision of a prize winner, all the vines are slashed away, and we are able to continue on. Puvu is no longer trapped in the just tons of them that were like everywhere that we would have been ensnared in are all now sliced away. Sadly, as we are getting closer to the Mind Flayer camp, I imagine they would have set up basic traps to try and just deal with adventurers. And we enter a relatively large room, and in the center of it, sitting on a pedestal, is like this glowing sphere. And we realize that like all of us are getting kind of headachy, and like concerned. And the closer we get to it, we're being disoriented, and we're not sure what's happening, and our minds just go blank. The closer we are to this, and Drib is probably like just stumbled close and is just like standing there, slack-jawed, like what? Because I'll take that hit, and there's this I had a word for it and I forgot it. Yeah. So what happens? How do we get past the Orb of Confusion?
I was going to say, is this the Orb of Confusion?
Yeah, it is.
Do you have something for that, Ian?
I mean, the funny answer would be, oh, there's a switch on the side. Just flip that on. But that is not a very interesting answer.
Fun answer.
I'm confused why there's a switch on his orb.
Yeah, I mean, if you have something, I want you to go for it. But something that I think could be interesting would be like that trap is just a stall for this thing, right? You know what I mean? And in that way,
yeah,
like it lets Tristan's trap be a thing. You don't have to be like, well, this player does this thing, right? But you can like continue to complicate it in an
way.
But if you have a thought, definitely, I don't want you to. That's not the point of the montage. Is me telling you how it works.
Yeah, I have a couple of ideas for what I want to do for my thing, and I don't know if it dovetails nicely into what Tristan provided.
Yeah, no worries.
So it's Puvu Squid or Puvu Kalen or narrator.
No, actually. Oh, go ahead.
No, you first. I was grasping at straws. So.
Stalks?
No, a straw.
Oh,
totally different.
Sorry, my bad.
Stonks.
So as this orb draws you all in, as soon as you all reach it, and it like compels you to place your hands on it, and instantly you all feel as if you've been transported to this swamp, this endless swamp that looks like it goes on forever, and you're not sure where to go from here. You try to head out. You have like, it's got that foggy sun in the distance, but every time you try to follow it to like set a course in some particular direction, or set a course away from it, it always sort of basically you're not able to walk in a straight line. Like your orientation is all over the place, and you can't use traditional methods to find your way out of this swamp. You can see in the distance that there's a forest at the edge of the swamp, but every time you try to walk towards it, you somehow end up moving away from it.
Nice. So who we got left?
It's Puvu or Kalen.
Kalen Puvu, yeah.
Well, I was going to jump in with the whole trap thing, but then it went into an orb of confusion, so I'm not sure what to do.
Sorry.
Well, there can still be traps.
Yeah, in the swamp.
That's right.
Or maybe a way out of the swamp. Maybe the swamp's not real.
Maybe the trap is the way out.
Yeah. Maybe it's so far out, the way out is in.
Far out.
Man.
I'm trying to find a solution here on my character sheet.
I think you can just make one up, as long as it's
World is
feasible.
your oyster.
You're a cleric of the forge. Forge a boat. I don't know.
Forge
Yeah.
it.
That's what I do.
Forge a path.
In the swamp, need a directional. So I'm assuming that a compass wouldn't work then either, like a sundial, because the sun keeps moving.
What you say happens, happens.
I think. Yeah, I think Pooh is gonna try to appeal to his deity for like kind of inspiration, like try to think back of any parables that he's heard of. Being lost in a seemingly endless desert. It's a very common theme in theology, and so he's going to reach back to that for a solution. And it's basically like he takes a look and he's like, if we're all forming one straight line across, and Dan is failing here, is what this is too.
Just whatever you want. Like, you can have it be as outlandish as you would like.
Okay, so I think this is what we do. It's like we're trying to move across. That's the problem. He looks down in the water that they're standing in, and he just like sits down and like lets the water like wash over him, and then like he kind of wakes up, so to speak, and hopefully everyone else is watching that. That's what they do too.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
that's good.
So yeah. Then
That's that sort of dream logic I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got there. Sweet. So then I think the last thing we're needing to do as a problem is we're kind of aware that these these mind flayers are around, and we just have this nagging feeling as we're walking that we're being watched, and we don't really know why. We're all really on edge, and we're kind of paranoid about that. Maybe even of each other. So there's this unsettledness feeling,
Nice.
and that's where we're at, and we're kind of all emotionally
Everybody's
scattered.
drained, everybody's panicked.
Right.
All
So
right.
that's the problem.
We were in a swamp. What
Right.
were we doing?
Caitlin, that's you.
I don't know what to do with that.
Anything you want.
Yeah, I mean, so the danger is the party's beginning to turn on themselves a little bit, or not trusting each other.
Mhm.
So that one's not too bad, because I mean, the rules as written, anything that you suggest is what works. So it's really just what does Kaylin do to route that, you know?
Well, she's trained in intimidation.
That's reasonable.
This is good.
I will bite every one of you.
And
Like, guys, come on. We're in a cave. There's mind flayers around. Of course, there's going to be something watching us.
So she reminds everyone that logic exists. But that's exactly what the Elith would like.
Hip up or I'll knock you upside the head.
Okay. No, I mean, I love it, right? It's a very simple solution, and for that reason, it is a very good one. Is you're like, yes, that's fine. They are watching us, but, that's fine.
And she threatened to hit us if we don't keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
Moving seems better than a kick in the head.
So
yeah.
Give me one other complication that happens, and then I'll take it back over.
We get into or as we're walking along, we reach this cavern where it's open up high, and then there are several routes to go. So now it's just the choice of which one.
So you get into the very center of it, so maybe further than Ak has ever gone, and it's just okay, we're here. And you're like, where do you go? And he's like, I don't know, I never went further than this. Does that sound right? Yeah, I like that. Do you want to narrate that a little for me, Riley?
I mean, yeah, sure. Ak just walks into this big empty space, and there's several different routes. He's just like, all right, guys, taking you as far as I went. This is it. We're here. We're in a mountain.
So just a quick question. Did the Grim instruct us on what cave or what we were actually getting?
Not really. If I mean, we could probably roll back the tape, and I probably said I would tell you what it was at some point, and then we just right. We play for about 2 hours every time, and we move very fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
I don't think you would have left without knowing exactly what it was you were going for.
So in character though,
so
we have a destination and a goal.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I don't know that the Grim was able to give you great instructions about what you were going for. They were like, it's a thing, and it's guarded, and I want it, and it's over here. So go to this cave, and you got it.
So
you'll know it when you see it.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Is it? I probably would have at least checked. Is it alive? Is it a person? Is this an escort mission?
It's Baby Yoda.
She responds, it's powerful.
Oh, I hope it's not a baby.
Would you say?
Yeah.
Dan?
What?
Dan said something. I didn't hear him.
It's Baby Yoda.
Oh God, no.
So yeah, I got you guys to a cave in the mountain. You gotta help me fight those squiggles.
We'll fight them on our way to the powerful thing that's guarded in the cave. That's specific.
Da 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 da.
I am your singing telegram.
Bang.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, I like that. So I think because it's not late, but it's a little later for a combat. So I think we're gonna kick the combat to next session. I think that's gonna be when we run out. So what is your strategy for a lot of cave networks in dangerous territory and not a lot of intelligence, and not an insulting way, just in a how would we know which way to go versus any other way?
Check the map.
Yeah, map doesn't come up. You have not gotten the map for this area.
Shoot. Well, we have to open every treasure chest, and we'll find a map and a compass and the boss room key.
Yeah.
And
just always go left.
Oh no.
Just keep going left.
I don't think that works in cave systems.
My thought would be okay, look at what paths are looking most traveled, Like they have maybe most wear on them, and either that's probably what we want.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone have detect magic?
Detect magic.
Detect magic. Because I think maybe you might be able to, like, you wouldn't have an exact, but like it might be. Let's see. Name. Yeah, no, I don't know enough about this thing to locate object it. I could every so often. Do there appear to be any animals living in this cave? Like bugs or what?
Are there things living in this cave anymore?
I would assume there's like little mushrooms, like fungi things, like small things, salamanders.
Okay.
You know, just
Something.
random life.
Only the things
there's
that don't taste good when you stab them.
I can't teach you about the mushrooms.
Yeah, especially if there's like I would try and use speak with animals. They don't know much, but they can at minimum and beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters. It's something. If they say, "Oh yeah, lots of my friends died over there," it's a lead.
Please talk to a friendly salamander.
Yeah, I really
yeah.
like. Okay, you're deep behind enemy lines in a presumed illithid fortress. What do? We ask the mushrooms for help.
I don't have speak with plants. I only have speak with animals.
We ask the mushrooms for help, but we have no way of getting them to understand us.
Yes, I can make them grow, but that doesn't help at all. Oh, would we? We traveled at some point during this. Like there was a good deal of time and at least one long rest during the travel, right?
Surely.
And I knew I would have been going into a cave system.
Yeah.
Okay, I will next session change spells then, because I'm not gonna have call lightning going into a cave system.
No.
There's precedent. That's fine.
Not?
No, not lightning bolt. Call lightning, which needs 500 feet in the air openings and the sky.
Yeah, cannot be cast in a cave or indoors.
Yeah, unless like I want to say it needs to be like a super high ceiling. It's bonkers.
And I mean, I've got the light cantrip, so basically, like that's what I would use to guide our way. So those are the two things that I could think of as looking for.
Yeah, so
opening
100 feet in the air.
Yeah, light and where. The dream was mushrooms, but we didn't quite get there.
I said animals.
Oh, you try and talk to animals?
Yeah, speak with animals.
Okay.
Like if there's salamanders or bats would be great, just to get a feel of like at least maybe a rough layout.
Okay. So yeah, I'll give you a salamander.
Okay.
Be a good voice. I want a precious salamander voice.
I'm just imagining a Mikey Golf voice from this thing.
You shouldn't have said that. Now it's going to influence me.
Hey.
Yeah. So what do you say?
We're looking for. I have no information on this thing. We're looking for a thing with a lot of monsters guarding it.
Oh.
Any idea where there's a lot of monsters?
You get the salamander equivalent of pointing at you and your party.
A lot of tentacle monsters? Can you give me the salamander equivalent of pointing the way? I'm not going to expect you to lead me.
Says, you gotta go down.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Salamander. That's a very good point. Guys, we gotta go down. This is a good salamander.
We don't go down there anymore.
They don't go down there anymore. What do salamanders eat? I want to give this like maybe some like a good berry or something.
No, bugs, live bugs.
Bugs. Does anyone have any live bugs?
Yeah, probably some hanging out in my fur somewhere. I shake a few. Something.
Yeah. Hey, this salamander deserves some bugs for his hard work.
I'm sure Cornstalks could have provided some tasty ones.
Yeah, we're gonna free you. Okay, we'll free you.
All right, we gotta go back.
At least 3 flies. At least.
Yeah, we gotta go back.
Yeah.
Gotta go back. Okay.
So it sounds like we have to go down, guys. And
down? Like,
probably
start
at the
digging?
deepest point in there's probably caves. There's like caves that lead down that way, right?
Yeah, we just follow the caves that we don't find salamanders in. If we find a salamander, we turn around.
That's true. Also, when the party starts walking away from the salamander, I eat it.
Right, it looks up at you.
Dude,
It's like,
wait, okay. Would it be perception to notice this shit?
I mean, does he do it stealthily?
I mean, he
I
doesn't.
want to try and stop you, but I don't know.
It's not really like a stealth thing, but it's more just like a, all right, cool, and then everyone walks, and he's just like,
I don't know what I would roll to try and like smack your hand as you reach for the salamander.
Probably just initiative checks for both of you.
All right. Let's see. So I have a whopping +2. Oh. Yes!
Oh man.
Dang.
No!
So yeah, I mean, Drib, how do you stop him?
I think I noticed like he was probably
Mathematical
like
equations.
Like he was like he was like salivating a little bit as he was about to eat this as he was watching me speak to the salamander, and I'm like, and like Drib's like keeping an eye on him like kind of carefully, and he reaches for it, and Drib just runs over and it's like, no, it smacks his hand and starts dragging him with the rest of the party.
how are you gonna survive if you don't eat?
You don't have to eat the one that helped us.
Yeah, the lizard goes under like tiny rocks, right? Not big rocks, but
Yeah.
it's like, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry. Have a good day. Don't eat the ones that are helping us.
Ugh, fine, I'll eat another one.
It's
I
good.
guess. Of all the times to roll a 20,
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I'm happy. I know I was directly working against another player, but I'll consider that a contest.
I feel so confident with my 18 too.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was gonna lose for sure.
You were just gonna get the tail.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You're like, he'll grow back, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
no, I would need only a 17 or above was my only way of success.
All right, so the party moves downward, and again, by virtue of it's easy getting in, it's hard getting out. We're gonna say you move to the very bottom of this cave complex. Who's the first one through the door? Like, who's kind of trailblazing through here?
So I said I was using light, but let's see options wise. I think I have to use light to be able to see. Is there other people who need the light?
I need the light as well.
I got mad good devil sight.
No.
Devil sight.
But do you have normal dark vision? Because if we have light, that turns off devil sight.
No, wait.
I know that Caitlin and I both have
Goblins
dark vision.
Yeah, so you're
Yeah,
fine.
I do.
Yeah, no, devil sight, if I recall, only works in total darkness, but lets you see color in total darkness, unlike dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
So I do
Yeah, I
have
got
dark.
dark vision.
Cameron might be stealthing a little ahead, just to keep an eye out what
Kinda scout.
before them.
Since we're kind of giving away our position, yeah.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think Nico's toward the back of the party still, since right now he still has Inara with him. He's going more slowly, trying to cover the back of our tracks and watching behind us.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that.
You don't have to worry about psychic attacks against her.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a stealth squid. You can take advantage on it.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. And then we see Dave. Whew, that's good.
Okay. So you guys go down, passing a dozen or so different, like major branching off points, right? And the cave network narrows and grows more and more wet. And as it does so, it also grows more and more foreign, very much like the Eldrazi style, like the bismuth crystals, right? Not so much valuable, although pretty, and maybe well worth taking, but foreign and strange, right? Fractals and this kind of reflected and refracted substance. It's a good thing you guys have dark vision. It's actually calming it down a lot because it's, it has no color, right? So it's actually a little less jarring. So Puvu, are you the only one that needs light?
I also need light.
Okay, so
we're to the back.
Yeah, Puvu and Drib, this is like actually upsetting.
Drib would like to take some of the shiny objects.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me wisdom saving throws real quick.
You got it.
Boy.
Oh, that I think is my first crit one with a whiz save.
Yay.
Oh, at least I had my 20 to save the salamander.
Yeah,
Good
Oh, am I blind now?
I don't think it's blind. Ian, have you been working on any funky illithid-like magics like this for two fails?
Yeah.
Nothing in particular that I can think of. I mean, they have the list of Eldrazi like transformative stuff in the Plane Shift Innistrad document they put out, where like the more sanity you lose, the more like bulbous things you grow on you, and eventually you turn into like just a mass of meat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Am I covered in eyes again?
Yeah, we'll hold off on doing that to people for just now. For now, just go ahead and we'll demarcate somewhere that you have both failed a wisdom saving throw down here in these deep caves.
Gotcha. I'll throw that in bio, I guess.
Yeah, I'm writing it down too. So.
Okay, cool. So I'll trust you to have that. I also, just to give you more ammo against me, I have lost something for powering up Blossom. That what was given up from Drib is yet unknown.
Yeah. We accrue a lot of curses and stuff in this party.
Yeah, but we have a lot of cursed knowledge too.
Yeah, you guys. I actually found that Post-it today while I was cleaning up the thing.
Nice.
And it's good because you're gonna need it. So Squid, Kaylin's the first one through the door. You see, kind of illuminated by its own power and under its own light, a wire mesh, like a Faraday cage, maybe just a bird cage, probably 6 or 7 feet tall, maybe 4 feet, circumference, just kind of not centered, but like center-ish, but towards the back of this cave with only one way in. And go ahead and roll me a nature.
Oof.
Nice.
Good.
Okay.
Not bad for having +2 in it.
Yeah.
You immediately suss out. It's a tree of some kind, though it's a tree you do not recognize. The parts of it that are concerning to you are everybody's familiar with Dryad Arbor. There are like 3 humanoid figures that make up this tree, all kind of like superimposed and growing out of each other, as if. What's that?
Tristani.
Yeah, if she was put through, like, an Eldrazi renderer. They're not, like, 3 coming out sisters next to each other. It's, like, one, and then the arm and the torso coming out of this one, right? And then upside down, the third one kind of clinging to the edges of the cage. You look at it and see it to be wholly unnatural, but the cage and the tree are together. They are the same thing, and it's not one trapping another.
How does the Grim expect us to bring her a tree? Unless it's the summer solstice, equinox, whichever one. Solstice, and a red apple is growing on the tree. In which case, that's easy.
Did you say or do anything?
She'll back up and meet up with the rest of the group and let them know.
Reasonable.
A magic tree. I should be great at this. If I get to use my herbalism kit, we're set. But I would probably need a sample, and that might kill us.
Okay.
So it was like you said it was like a cage.
Yeah, let me try and draw real quick.
A tree that's also a cage that has people.
People are making up the cage or making up the tree?
Tree people.
There are 3 tree humanoid forms contained within some sort of cage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the cage is made out of, what does it look like?
Some kind of metal.
It is some kind of metal, huh? Oh.
Yeah.
Is it light enough to see without the light spell?
Yeah, it's got some of its own light.
Okay.
Should we turn off the light spell so we're not as blinded by the colors everywhere?
I think that's probably good. So she would have said that we can see it probably a little bit.
Yeah.
If Kaylin says that, I would turn off the light spell.
Mm-hmm. And follow the light. I guess we got to go look at it. And Drip blindly.
Out of character. This is actually just a giant bug zapper.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
I mean, Drib is interested in a weird magic tree.
Does it look like anything I've seen before? Like a weird illithid thing?
No, you don't recognize it at all.
Alright.
You've never been this far in.
Would I be able to? Would I just roll nature to try and? Is that my best bet at figuring this thing out?
Yeah. So you're walking up to do a check with it. Who else was?
Are we actually like walking up? How close?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Oh,
I want to, for now, keep distance and stay with the party. If we decide to get closer, I want to see if I might be able to bust out, like, if we are able to get close to this thing, see if I can bust out the herbalism kit and actually do my tests. But for now,
go ahead and roll your nature at a distance.
Okay, so
Nothing happened.
Okay.
Got a cheer. Thanks, Johnny 5.
Thanks, John.
Okay, so it is not natural, although we've established that. The more you've watched it at the distance, the more you've conversed about it, and with all of you here, everyone all at once kind of comes to the agreement that it's moving very slowly.
Oh.
And not under direct observation, but the few branches or limbs are not always in the same place, and it doesn't seem to just be swaying.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have like any fruits, leaves on it, or is it just like the wood?
There would be a very, very few amount of leaves, anywhere like a joint would be, so wrist, elbow, shoulder.
Gotcha. Is the entire thing just look like the weird humanoid forms, or is it big tree with people sticking out of it?
There are basically 3 very skinny human beings all kind of doing a trapeze act on top of each other that have been turned into trees. And they are contained within some metal cage.
Okay, so it's not like there's an oak tree that 3 people are sticking out of. It's they are the tree.
Correct.
Close. I don't actually know what spells I have because I won't look into that now, but
I don't like these things.
I think this might be what we have to get.
Are they touching the metal?
Yeah, the very top one is like grasped onto it.
Can
In fact, as you look at it, you don't think it's rooted to the ground.
Oh no.
Is it rooted to the... We're in a cave. Is it rooted to the ceiling?
Mm-mm. No, it only goes up about 5 or 6 feet.
This is gonna... It's only 5 or 6 feet tall?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was thinking this thing was like 15, 20.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no,
Okay, so it's like only a bit bigger than us.
Yeah, I described that.
Oh,
I'm
I
sorry, I
totally
missed
missed
that.
I want to walk a little closer and try talking to it in primordial.
Okay.
And be like, hello.
There's no way to ask this without upsetting people, but is anyone else moving up?
Yeah.
Like, not super close, but like not on the other side of the room.
Let me tell you how close I'm moving up. I will tell you. In just 1 second.
30 feet feels like an okay.
Hold on. I will tell you exactly.
Keep guard at the one entry point.
Yeah.
I'm going 60 feet away.
Okay.
I'll be dumb and be 30. Oh,
Yeah.
like I probably would be the closest, or one of the closest.
Nico will be there too, because this is natural magic kind of stuff. He's got his alchemical interests are peaked as well.
Okay. And Ack?
I don't know. I don't like this thing. It's not my problem. They're looking for something.
So you're staying back with Kaylin?
Yeah.
In Cornstalks, where are you?
As far as I know, I'm still sitting in the jail about many miles away.
You're damn right you are.
For now.
For now.
And is also inside this jail.
No.
He's in this
It's quantum jail.
I mean, he's still with us in the spear.
You see from behind the tree a form. No.
Oh, we look up and see that there's just a tunnel leading down a cage from the ceiling. Oh, that's where it leads.
All right. At the 60 feet mark, Puvu, Drib, and Nico, you are presented with an out-of-game prompt.
Oh.
That says, continued advancement and exposure to this machine will permanently change you.
I said before I was staying at 60 feet, and I'm standing by that.
Okay.
Do we think this is what the Grim wants? It's gotta be, right? Does this, like, with
This
I'm
shines with quest item magic.
Like, do I feel like I could pick up this item and then when trying to throw it away, it would be like, you cannot remove quest items from your inventory?
Yeah.
Like, does this feel like the MacGuffin?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, I haven't made one yet, but if we stay here long enough, I feel like I could make a bag of holding. I did take that infusion, but I think I have to replicate it. I'm not sure how that works. I have replicate.
You need a bag and can turn it into a bag of holding if you have that replicate magic item feature at the end of a long rest.
Do you know who would be really good at solving this? Goose. So why don't we take that bag and put it right over?
I think there's too much of a chance that the person. I mean, technically, our bags aren't bags of holding yet. They're just bags.
They're not.
Drip's gonna do the stupid thing and continue.
Is anyone else moving?
I think Nico is as well.
Okay.
Well, we've got our guinea pigs and
Yeah.
3 party members that won't die.
So you move in closer. As you move in, you feel yourself pushing through layer after layer of resistance, right? And in all senses that are not conventional, right? Magnetic and ozone and, fear and goose pimples, right? Like,
Is Anara being brought with us? Quick question.
No.
Okay.
She's, secured somehow. Her chain's like wrapped around something.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As you move
That
closer,
was just.
yeah, as you move closer to this thing, which you are inclined to believe you have to, not only to understand it, but then also move it if you're planning on taking it with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only way to narratively describe it is as if you are living moments of your life, be it in the past or in the future, all simultaneously. You're glimpsing things out of time, experiences that maybe even you just heard about that weren't yours, right? But they're all kind of coalescing around you. It is at this time that I will prompt you again. Now, dealing with this thing is going to mean you're risking something, but that also doesn't mean you have to lean in on that risk. Do you want to continue pushing and kind of open yourselves up to this experience, or are you like, nope, I'm good, this is weird, I just got to do what I got to do? Does that make sense? Does that question make sense?
So it's like so where should we choose to continue? It's like, are we kind of like guarding ourselves and being wary of this whole thing but lessening risk, or being open to it's like, this is going to change us, but who knows what terrible thing will happen?
I'm not someone who will change a player character without your consent, so I'm giving you that moment to say you're risking it regardless, but you can risk it with like the full palette, an accoutrement, or you can bite it down and grit through it and hopefully remain unchanged.
Are we able to try and like hold on to one piece of ourselves through this, or is that not? It's if we're
the more you go for the ride, the more control you'll have over it. The more you resist, the more you're subject to risk. Mm-hmm. How about that?
There's like Drip's gonna go with like holding like one part of himself back. Mm-hmm. He's still the one thing that he's gonna hold and try and protect is the possibility of family, including Blossom. But other than that, the rest of him he's chill with throwing into this. But that's something that he does not want to lose. Mm-hmm. That possibility, that future.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Okay.
But otherwise,
screw it.
Let's do this.
Yeah, in the interest of experimentation, having a scientific mind, I guess, he's kind of along for the ride. He wants to see what happens, but similarly he wants to preserve his memories as his own. Mm-hmm. So if anything tries to alter his memories or he feels them slipping away, then he would start to resist.
Okay. I think for this I'm going to say both of you are going along for the ride because you're not completely closing yourself off. I realize I kind of gave you a binary thing. Yeah, you have vivid hallucinations. So both of you roll 2d6. I need both numbers individually.
So
roll 8d6 twice.
Yes. Well, you can roll 2d6. It'll display both numbers separately.
Okay.
But yeah, I need two numbers RNG'd between 1 and 6.
Oh boy.
Well, you got the extremes. I got the averages.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, oof. This is. I am very glad we all got entirely different things though.
Yeah. So Nico, you have a choice between one of these two things. And I'll read them. They're all straight. You lose 2d2 years of your life in little moments now until your death. Once per session, you must declare that you have checked out. You miss part of the current scene, babbling away at nothing. And should you forget to pay your price, it will come for you at a more inopportune time. Or gremlins, shadows in the dark, clearly visible to you and nearly imperceptible to any other, but menacing. They will fuck your day up, your activities, your friends, everything. They are funnels of luck from you out into the universe.
Wow, I feel like I need to understand that one a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
You said funnels of luck?
Mm-hmm.
That
feels...
one's intriguing.
Oh, no. Don't pick that one.
Your
That's
reward is an instant level right now.
Damn.
Alright, repeat that second one again if you don't.
Gremlins, shadows in the dark, clearly visible to you, nearly imperceptible to any other, but menacing. They will fuck your day up, your friends, your activities, everything. They are funnels of luck from you out into the universe.
Aren't those just the dudes from Dead Like Me?
I actually ripped that one off from Shadowrun, which is a negative trait called Gremlins.
Gotcha.
Okay, and the first one was what?
You lose 2d2 years of your life, so 2 to 4, yeah. In little moments now until your death. Once per game session, you must declare that you are checked out. You miss a part of the current scene, babbling away at nothing. And should you forget to pay your price, it will come for you at a more inopportune time.
Okay, is there any benefit to that one, or it's just a straight
I mean, there's no benefit to either of them.
Well, there's the instant level to the other one,
you get
right?
that. You get that either way.
Oh, I see.
That's the good for exposing yourself to psychic time radiation. You just level.
Yeah.
And then your payoff is, the abyss stares back at you.
Yeah. Oh, they both make sense character-wise for me too, I think. But I'll go the one that's less risky for the party, I guess. I'll just check out. I really want to pick the Gremlins one.
You can pick whatever you want. Here's another dirty little secret. Are you ready? You can expose yourself to radiation more than once.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
I keep touching the tree.
Okay.
Oh.
Is that the one you're going for?
Yeah, that seems safer.
Okay. Drib.
Yep.
Forget one language you currently speak. Whenever you see it written or hear it spoken, you unhinge from time and space. You as a person must write down any number of runes, symbols, and equations. You tell me what they mean and where they are hidden in the world.
So I as a player would do that?
Yes.
All right. Interesting. So
because I was playing a little hardball with you, but both of you are like, I'm mostly fine with kind of turning myself over, but Dave, you really haven't told me about what's happening, so I don't want to just completely lose my character, which is fair. Mm-hmm. So I gave you the good one, which was instead of rolling once and taking it, you roll twice and pick.
Cool.
Formless. Your race changes to changeling.
What? Oh. What? Oh God, this is impossible. I want both.
I mean, something that's really fun about the radiation is there's lots of it.
I mean, yeah, but who's to say I'll get another one or another 6?
I mean, I guess you can just keep exposing yourself to the radiation.
Shit. So as a player, would that have a character sheet? Not a character sheet, but I
have stats for the race.
Okay. And I'm assuming that would change my racial bonus to my stats.
You would not change anything you learned because you grew up with that. But anything that is part of what you have, right? Like if you had the ability to fly, you would not retain that in your new form.
Okay.
We would have to look at things physically versus mentally.
Gotcha. So the racial abilities are going to be gone. But fudge.
And now,
Fudge, I really want both.
Yeah, because when he picks, we're going to end the night for a cliffhanger. But I'm just curious: is there anyone who perhaps was a little apprehensive about magical radiation, but is now interested in subjecting themselves to my fun dungeon?
Guys, I really want gremlins.
Pick me.
Oh my gosh. I can't. Because, like, on the one hand, I love, as a player, the thought of giving up a language and having these weird glyphs around. Because the languages I have are common, primordial, and infernal, and any of those would make stuff wild.
Yeah. I almost wrote in you can't choose common, but I was like, why am I going to fucking harsh their mellow? What do I care if they don't want to speak common?
So, okay, so I would... So you know how, like, you get, like, the racial stat bonuses?
Mm-hmm.
Those would be changed into whatever the bonuses of Changeling are.
I would have to look at it.
Okay.
I would leave that to you. If you want to change the stuff you have, I think that there's an argument for that. If you want to leave it alone, I'm not in business of changing everything on you.
Like, Drib's a Changeling.
Okay, Drib's changing. Got it. Formless.
Though I do, like, I want to say he got, like, a +2 wisdom for being a Kenku. I, as a druid, don't want to give that up.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, his stats... But otherwise, Drib is a Changeling.
That was session 27 of the Electric Dice podcast, City of Gold, Chaos Incarnate, titled Why Are You Here? Thank you all so much for taking this little ride along with me. Loved our interactions with Cornstalks. Special shout out to Ian for making him come alive for us in a way that was never done before.
That was awesome.
I'd like him to just be my spirit that talks to me.
I hope I chose right.
Chad, thank you for hanging out with us. Hopefully you had a good time, not only with the interview, but also with Chaos. I've been sitting on this stupid cage for a month, because I was like, oh, they're going to go see the cage. And you're like, no, we got to talk to Cornstalks. I was like, no, fuck Cornstalks. The cage! The cage!
I mean, we did, like, jump out of... Like, we got rid of Cornstalks pretty quick.
You did. I wasn't glad, but in the sense of, like, well, there's still a cool thing to do this session. You won't get away with it that easy. Anybody got anything they want to pitch, sell, or talk about before we get out of here?
Make sure to tune in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel for session 4 of Paranoia, as incredibly unprecedented as that is.
That's true.
Where we finally take the fight to the evil, backwards beta complex, who is bad in every way and clearly not good.
That is all true.
Their friend computer doesn't kill people for no reason.
Oh my god. Johnny 5.
Holy shoot! Okay, everyone's a sub now. Thank you, Johnny 5. 20 subs in total gifted. I think, as tradition dictates, we need to spam those long boys, especially people who now have access to
everybody,
the long boys.
But at BCam, because I kind of think that might have been bot. But I could be wrong.
We don't. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Either way.
Oh man.
Heck yeah.
Right.
Thank you, John.
Right. Thank you so much, John.
You absolute champion of the channel. #1 in subs, #1 in bits. Those are the only 2 things we have.
Yeah, maybe
but,
#1 in channel points too.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, he's also he's also the current hype train leader.
Yeah.
To the surprise of actually no one.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Well, because like I want to say you get them for cheering, you get them for gifting subs, for following the channel, like, and his are all doubled as a subscriber.
Right.
So each first cheer and gift of a sub are 700 and 1,000 respectively.
Jeez.
If you are a subscriber.
That's wild.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Current hype train conductor.
Right. What were you saying?
Founder.
Do it, Ian. Just yell over him.
Okay. If we're still doing plug stuff, I play on another D&D stream on the Twitch channel, A Pickled Cucumber, where Zeus, who is in the chat, is DMs. I play a 16-year-old human rogue with a cool like metal raven-looking mask named Callow. And we play Mondays and Thursdays depending on our availability around around 4 p.m. Currently, we are in the woods and we have to deal with a bunch of interesting stuff there. So check that out on twitch.tv/pickledcucumber. I also am a musician, and I have music that you can listen to and purchase at iandoherty.bandcamp.com. IANDOHERTY. And next Thursday at 7, and I'll be ending at 8, so it'll be before this stream. I'm going to be live streaming an acoustic set from Full Bore Brewery. If you follow the Full Bore Craft Brewery and Tap Room Facebook page, you'll be able to watch that live stream at 7 o'clock Thursday the 14th. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Anybody else got anything, or did we do it? Did we do the thing?
I got one quick thing. My wife and I, our podcast, the Honey Guess What podcast, we are doing a live episode, or not, sorry, it won't be live. We are recording an episode for this week that will have a special guest as well.
Ooh,
that
is it also you?
Some of us may know.
No.
It's even.
I'm guessing everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Ooh.
No, but some of us may know him or her. It's a hint. I just spoiled it. That's all you get. But yeah, we'll be having a special guest, and so you should check it out this week. Honey, guess what? Podcasts on
awesome.
all major platforms where you listen to podcasts.
Nice.
Fancy.
All right. Well, cool. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for playing. Hopefully it was a good session. I know it was a lot of payoff for me, so I was excited, but then, yeah, I always got to remember,
Mm-hmm.
Thank you again so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thanks, man.
When's the next race, Dan?
I don't know. The league is over, so it's basically the season ladder just started. It's basically whenever I want to join a race. So,
Nice.
the type rotates there's 6 different race types, and they're on a rotating schedule of every 6 hours. So it's like, I don't know, maybe every other night I'll find a mode that I can run that I like.
Yeah. That's cool. All right, I'm going to see if we can try and raid another channel, but we're going to get out of here either way. So cool. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for playing. Chat, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
I think I have to be live to raid, but I might be wrong.
I don't know.
But we'll try it. Did we do the thing?
Yep, it worked.
Yeah.
Who did we raid?